honestly not sure if this reaction will see the light of day because I'm nervous. I'm seeing a good portion of gameplay here, and you guys know how I feel about reacting to that sort of thing just because I'm not a gamer. I wanted to check it out to kind of get me in that mindset before I checked out the Worlds 2025 teasers and opening ceremony. So with this video being 30 minutes long, I'm not wasting any more time. Let's get to it.
Are your 2024 World Champions?
T1 has just won another World Championship tournament. This isn't...
Oh, and by the way, I mean, you guys probably saw it on the screen recording, but this is by Myth League of Legends. How Faker beat League of Legends. So just, you know, credit to the video.
T1 has just won another World Championship tournament. This isn't their second, third, or fourth time. This is now T1's 5th year where they have stood on the world stage and
Look
lifted
at that. 13, 15, 16, 23, 24, and now 25. I saw some comments saying something about like oh crap, what'd you guys call it? Oh, what's the term you guys used? Was it like leap win or something like that? Like a first step or something? I gotta look back at the comments before I react to the actual ceremony to get that term right. But yeah, you guys were saying like it was like, you know, obviously history in the making.
Summoner's Cup. Most pro players dream of winning Worlds, even just one time, and most will never achieve it. Now imagine being a player, the only player on that same team who was on that stage for all 5 of those wins. That player is Faker, with his most recent win being 11 years after his first win on the world stage. Faker, on his own as an individual, has more world titles than any region, if you don't count T1's wins in LCK's total. This also means that the LCK now has 3 times as many Worlds wins as the next.
Wait, I have a cheat sheet. LCK is obviously Korea. Which one's LPL? Oh, I was gonna say, don't tell me LPL is the only one I know I have on here, but okay, that's China. I do remember China like being pretty popular last time when I was like checking out the teasers and stuff. I did see China a lot. Okay, so Korea has more than China.
Closest region. Faker, after collecting his 5th Worlds win, will now also have more skins in League dedicated to him than 62 champions have in total. This Worlds win will introduce his 8th skin, with his 9th being a Prestige Edition skin for the MVP award. T1's legacy overall is ridiculous. Of the 10 players who have won multiple World Championships, 9 of them have been a part of T1 at some point. Beryl being the only person who was not, and Duke having one of his 2 wins being while on T1. How is it that Faker is able to stand above the rest, almost always cited as one of the best players that will ever touch the game? How has he managed to have a higher win rate at Worlds than most players could even hope to have in solo queue? T1 as a team is legendary. Let me make that very clear. Every player is important to the success of the team, and they all have cemented their names permanently as some of the best of all time. The credit to
the whole team. Faker can't do it alone. You know, you can't just win this game that requires multiple team players, you know? So I'm glad that, you know, the narrator is giving credit to the other members as well.
The best roster in League's history. This specific roster made it to Worlds Finals 3 times back-to-back and won 2 of them in a row. The final 2 games of T1 versus BLG were some of the best that they had ever played, and Faker really showed how much he deserves his titles, especially the title of the unkillable Demon King.
TP now invested from Ben or from Knight as they look to rejoin the fight.
Sick nickname, by the way. You see, this is the part that kind of gets me, right? I see Faker there.
Trying to get the damage down onto Faker here, hit him with the harpoons. Faker dodges away with the Q3
Where is he?
And manages to live through the Leandries. The rest of T1 begins to
you see, this is so wild. This is like what trips me up. Like, I love the cheers. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, look, he's about to die.
This video is going to focus on the story of T1 at Worlds 2024, focusing on Faker in honor of him receiving MVP at Worlds.
Your 2024 Oppo MVP.
For the 2nd time. In Worlds 2024, T1 went from a 4th seed team to being world champions. They only barely made it to Worlds off a 3-2 victory against KT. The final 2 series of Worlds 2024 would both turn out to be record-setting events.
Wasn't
T2
KT the
series
one
barely made it
that... Oh, qualifying match? So that had to be like before... like the quarterfinals and semifinals, right? Because I think RT's the one that they went up against this year, right?
to Worlds off a 3-2 victory against KT. The final 2 series of Worlds 2024 would both turn out to be record-setting events. T1 versus Gen G would be the most watched non-finals match in League of Legends history. This also placed it among the top 5 most watched esports events of all time.
Wow.
This was obviously a heavily anticipated match, with Faker facing off against Chovy. When people talk about who the best player in League is, Chovy is a very strong candidate. It's no surprise this match would have record-breaking viewership and be one of the most viewed matches in League's history.
Gen G was pushed to the limit. They were pushed to the edge, but they were built for the...
I forgot how epic the narrators for the game themselves, how they have like, they do, how do I say it? They're great at their job.
페이커 선수 새로운 미래를 열겠습니다.
초비 선수
And then Faker just
원한다면.
backhanded him.
증명하세요.
The
Always
series
with the best lines. I
overall
wonder if he has
was
some cool lines in
incredible,
the
but
newer
the ending
teasers.
was nothing short of poetic. It was the final match, 32 minutes in, with both teams around mid lane. Owner got caught by an Ash arrow, and Keen on Poppy flashed in on Faker, stunning him against the wall.
Where's
This
Chovy, though?
situation
Oh,
might give you flashbacks to something
nice.
you've seen before. That's because
my
7
gosh.
years ago, during the final series of
One minute I
Worlds
catch Chovy, but then I try to
2017,
find
in
Faker
this
again.
exact spot, this is what happened in T1's match against Samsung Galaxy. I just covered this in a video about the Ardent Sensor meta, so if you watch my videos, you remember what happened here very well.
They've caught Faker. They've got the CC. The mid laner is down.
They
The
killed him?
unkillable Demon King has done just right.
Ruler caught Faker with a flash ult on Varus,
Oh, was that the
just like
old
how
one?
Keen caught Faker with a flash E on Poppy. In 2017, this catch led to one of the most devastating losses in League of Legends history, with T1 losing Worlds and Faker losing in the final series of Worlds for the first time. In
I don't wanna see him
2024, in this
cry.
exact same spot, it seemed like history was repeating itself. This time would be different.
Whoever is
T1
picking like
fought
the
back.
clips is great.
The death chambers, the impale is decent. Ona's still alive. He's so tanky, and it's going to be Yushi taking matters into his own hands. The spears go wide, and the Poppy goes down. It's a double kill for the Skarner, and Chovy's still alive. There's a bit of damage, but he gets
Who here is keeping up with this? I am so
T1
impressed.
managed to beat Gen G, which is the team that Samsung Galaxy eventually rebranded to after being acquired by
Oh.
KSV. In a post-game interview, Faker said, "I think Chovy played very well. Given how talented he is, I'm confident he will win Worlds someday."
Aw.
It says a lot about Faker that even after all of his achievements, he's still humble and shows a lot of respect for his
Yeah.
opponents. I really can't think of much higher praise than Faker himself telling you that he thinks that you will win Worlds someday. Out of everyone who could possibly say that, he's easily
was
the
a
most
great
qualified.
reference.
The series was incredible, and as mentioned, it set a record for the most viewers of any non-finals match in League history. The Grand Final series, though, T1 versus BLG, would set a record for the most watched esports event of all time.
Wait, that was the finale one? Sorry, guys. Wait, I have the thing up. Okay, yeah, T1 BLG.
Not just in League history, but in esports history, with almost
I
7
can imagine
million
it.
viewers, and it definitely earned that record. Going into the series, BLG had never lost a best-of-5 series against T1. They had played 3 times, once at MSI 2023 and twice at MSI 2024. BLG won every time. T1, on the other hand, had never lost a best-of-5 against an LPL team at Worlds, ever.
Right,
In
that
a
was like the
pre-match
whole
interview,
thing.
BLG Bin said, "T1 has a 100% win rate against LPL at Worlds in best of 5s. That's only because they haven't faced us yet." Later in that same interview, he
Ah.
said, "You could say T1 always beats LPL teams at Worlds, but I don't care, because our win rate against T1 in best of 5s is 100%. I think
You're so
tomorrow we will
confident.
also have a very easy time winning. We will 3-0 them. The unstoppable force was meeting the immovable object, and one of those records had to be broken.
And it's 5 games of glory.
What was the sorry to interrupt again. What was the score though? Did they at least score something? Oh, 2-3. So they were, you know, up there. It's not like T1 wiped them out or anything.
Records had to be broken.
And it's 5 games of glory, I hope, as we get into game 1 here. Elk and On looking for Gumayushi. Knight coming in from the side as well. Will land the abscond, abduct. Gumayushi still holding on to that flash down.
I know when I was reacting to the opening ceremony and then them winning.
The first kill of the series happened
I
at the
apparently
1
like
minute
skipped the
mark.
really important
BLG
part.
got first blood on Gumayushi and his flash. It's worth mentioning here that BLG would end up with first blood in every single game of this series. T1 fell behind early due to some early ganks from Jun Skarner and were forced to give up early objectives. There was a play by Zeus that eventually evened out the game where he was faced 2v1 with BLG's bot lane.
They tried to stagger that CC as well to keep him locked down as long as possible. Zeus should be
Look,
fine.
he's all alone.
As well, you can trade in. TP coming in. T1 have the advantage. The Nav into the wall.
Oh my god, he's taking out 2 against 1. Look at him. Oh, here comes another. Oh, Faker's back.
The
Dang!
game evened out enough for the teams to trade Dragon and Herald rather than T1 having to give up even more objectives. At this point, they were down around 2,000 gold, but were caught out while pushing down mid lane.
Find that TP play. Now they're behind in terms of TP. The arrow connects mid.
Zeus able to walk away for now. Shadowing Strike will get the stun. The Magnus Storm coming in as well as BOG look to collapse.
This is where it gets super overwhelming.
And one has gone down.
It is Faker.
Faker getting chased out as well. And Bin's flashing forward. Gumayushi does not have that same luxury.
BLG were able to take 2 towers with
Is it
Herald
2
and
narrators?
reset. T1 would never really recover from the gold difference after that fight. The snowball continued into a victory for BLG, which also included a solo kill of Faker by Knight.
Knight is just, he's spectacular.
Faker's trying to get away from Knight, but the Knight wants the throne. And Faker's been pushed off it.
BOG have steamrolled T1 here in game 1.
The match
But, like,
ended
after
3-17,
they're killed, they
with
come
BLG
back,
starting the
right?
series off with a strong
Or
win.
they're out of
Game
it, they have,
2
like, certain
featured
amount of lives and then they're out.
83% win rate Renata versus On's 73% Rakan, and started with another first blood on Gumayushi, at almost the exact same time, in the exact same spot. It was another pretty rough early game for T1. Zeus got chunked out early in the laning phase, which led to a quick early tower dive.
He's level 1. He's about 1 minion away from level 2, so 2 tower shots should be enough to tick him over. On here, it's a level 2 of his own. Shun coming in as well to bolster this attack. Zeus underneath the tower.
I don't see the.
Able to
Oh, the
flash
thing's
away,
going
gets
up
the
his
double
life.
knock up, and look at
Oh,
On.
no.
He's about to be turned off. On goes down. Shun almost
Wait,
fell to escape
we're
that
like the
final
speaker
tower.
though.
It's about to be
All
tucked
that and it
underneath
did
the
nothing,
tower.
right?
It's a level 2 of his own. Shun coming in as well to bolster
Oh no, that's
this attack.
Zeus. I don't know if you're thinking
Underneath the
that's
Able to flash away, gets the double
Faker.
knock up, and look at On. He's
But my
to be
same
turned off.
question still stands. Like they hit him in like 2-3 blows and he's dead.
Immediately after, there was a huge play in top lane that involved both mid laners rotating.
Here we are, looking for On here, Gumayushi here as well. On just trying to shepherd Bin in towards the tower. You can actually see Knight using the TP here. Guma still no flash, no cleanse. The Grand Entrance going to get a knock up. Knight flashes across the wall. Shielded Durant for the double sword, and now the Flame Spitter is doing a lot of work. Guma's going to be brought back with a bailout, but can he survive? Down to 100 HP. Knight, the battle dance for On keeps him alive. Owner still chasing, and he rips through a Knight. Now Baker joins the party. A handshake from Carrier is one Bin did not want to take. Bin goes down as well.
Look how
And
cool,
T1
calm, collected they are.
on the
Just like
board.
And just a few
focus.
minutes after that, T1 dove top lane 5v4, giving them an even bigger lead.
Carrier and Gumayushi pushing through the wave now. Paranoia coming out. Call of the Forge God is stopped. Zeus dashing forward. The shield of Durant for the taunt blocked by Ona. The knocker coming out as well as BLG trying desperately to defend the Hero's entrance. Cancel.
Dude, they keep killing Zeus.
When fighting over Rift Herald, Faker teleported straight to his team without a reset, while Knight took the reset, then teleported. This led to a situation that looked a little risky for T1.
I mean, the important thing here is Faker didn't reset before TPing in, so he's at half HP. Does have the quickness stolen away. The Scuttle Crab will go across. On goes in with the quickness. Knockback with the Crescent Guard as well. Call to the
I'm
Forge
also
God
trying to
coming down.
understand like whatever the heck's up there, like those numbers up there, like the 173, the 28K, 24K.
Swift exits back to the fountain for Knight as T1 clean up the fight.
It's just a bloody brilliant re-engage, isn't it, from T1?
T1 would have a huge lead for the rest of the game, and Zeus landed a beautiful Ornult, pushing their lead even further. BLG eventually tried to catch Faker split pushing. Owner immediately ulted in 2v3 to back up Faker, with Kyria rotating as well. And Faker would show exactly how he got his title
I need
as
to
the
remember that
unkillable
pronunciation.
Demon
Kyria,
King.
Kyria.
TP now invested from Bin. Also Knight as they look to rejoin the fight. Elk goes down on follows suit. And T1 have been able to defend Faker. They keep him alive. Faker
Dude, they're after him. Oh my gosh!
T1 had evened out the score, but they were about to have some of the toughest and closest games of their entire careers. In the draft for Game 3, On surprised everyone with a Blitzcrank pick, the first and only of the entire tournament. First blood in this game was Owner getting collapsed on by both laners, giving Bin a nice lead to start with. Game 3 had many early losses by T1, and they would slowly bleed out as the game went on. By the 23-minute mark, BLG had a 10,000 gold lead, and there was nothing T1 could do.
Like, what does that
To make their
mean?
final stand in this game. Owner goes in with a bold break.
A
The hook in as
gold
well. The 16
lead.
assists. Silence Odomus stolen away. A hero's entrance is followed by a second, but it looks like Faker's more like Icarus than any hero taking to the skies. Knight pumps a stopwatch. T1 go pop. Zeus locked up towards the top side. Already 4
Hope you guys.
BLG as they are looking to take us to match point.
BLG were now one win away from a Worlds title, and T1 had to find a way to win the next 2 games. Luckily for T1, Faker apparently scales with pressure, because his performance during these next 2 games were some of the best of his entire career, and some of the best league matches anyone has ever
Look
seen.
at them!
With
Oh no,
that
there's
said,
more. There's
the
like
game
3 or
started
4 of
with
them.
Faker forgetting to buy items. Zeus once again was towered over early by 4 people, and this time he didn't go 1 for 1.
Yeah, no, they're after him like this whole time. At least that's what this video is highlighting. Like, they want him out.
Will run out though, and BLG can look for a redive if they so decide to. Zeus taken down. Bin flashes away.
And not only that, just over 1 minute later,
They're actually calling Shin over back to the bottom side once again.
They're back.
Entrance goes down. Zeus is overheated, and he's sent packing. BLG find their
Dang.
despite this, Zeus was still up 300 gold and 2 levels against Bin, which is probably why 1 minute after that, another rotation toward bot lane.
25 mark again. Zeus once again a little bit overstepped him in the bottom side, and Bin jumps in, hops on.
Where's
and Minion takes
everyone
the highway
else?
Express to get towards this Rumble, who goes overheated. Flamespitter going down, but Zeus.
Like, when
is
they're
going
focusing
to
on
go
that
back
dude,
to the fountain
like, the audience
again. No
see where
escape for
everyone
him.
else
He
is
tries
at,
to
though?
clear the wave,
Or
but
everyone's
in
just
the
looking
end,
at this,
he
too?
will be put in the ground by Bin. BLG now 3-0 up, a 700 gold lead, only 6 minutes into this game.
Despite T1 being down in gold, they were still able to get Void Grubs and an early dragon. 10 minutes in, Faker saw an opportunity and went for a solo kill on Elk.
Elk doesn't sidestep.
Oh, that's the guy that
Faker dashing
killed
forward for a little bit more damage.
Zeus?
Passive to its full effect, steals away the Mega Inferno Bomb. Elk has to flash it. Faker takes the tower.
Reactions.
Faker in the top lane.
And then again in the mid game, Faker saw another opening.
Faker still here?
Take a look for that flank. Will seal away the quickness from on guest.
Is he going after the same guy?
Equalizer in the back line as well.
Is he going after the night guy? I think it's the night guy.
He finds everything T1 were looking for.
This led to an immediate Baron from T1. Zeus sacrificed himself once more so that his team could get out.
Zeus will sacrifice himself for the good of his team.
They immediately used Baron to split push top and bot lane, which led to another incredible play.
Any further, Faker's taken out the tier 2 in the top lane. Shun goes in with the Glacial Prism on there with the follow-up. Carrier though.
So many lives, like, going, like, draining so quickly, though. That must be so stressful, like, to watch. Because at least, like, with the players, they're strategically, like, making their moves and stuff. But, like, as an audience member, like, you must be freaking out, too, right?
Viewers were
Well, not even-
treated
that's not
to
even a
an
question, I know you
absolute
guys are.
show by Faker for the rest of this match.
Used Carrier, flash handshake, pulls back Elk. Faker trying to get with the quickness onto the back line. Gumayushi unable to open up quite yet.
Oh my gosh! I couldn't even understand a word they said.
Into the mid lane, has
that
Faker
mega inferno bomb.
got
It's going to hit onto
kills.
Ona. Faker able to dodge to the side of it. 3,000 HP now on the Baron as BLG advance. T1 have already got the Baron though, and BLG now have to begin to retreat. But the damage coming out from Elk is absolutely massive. Faker dives in, lands on Bin, grand entrance, already locks him up.
He's gonna die.
Has the bailout taken on him as well, and he flashes. Baker
Oh,
survives
he's right in the
somehow.
way.
Looking at that flank position, his Mega Knight's going to expire pretty soon, and Baker's looking for a flank of his own as he TPs in.
He
towards
talks
this
so
blue side. Now,
fast.
on the wrong side of the rift, it's Faker's hunting, and he's looking for a bit of the flash forward. Xenos Peasant's Knight able to flash away as well. The hostile takeover but comes up short. The Gnar stolen away by Faker. Locks Bin
He's killing somebody there.
and puts him 6 feet
boom.
under. Shun next on the menu as Gumayushi begins to open up. Shun taken out by Zeus. The equalizer does exactly that for T1. It's going to equalize this series at 2-2.
The reigning world champions will not go down that easily. They will push us to a deciding game 5.
With the series 2-2 and everything on the line, T1 had to perform. In Game 4, Faker really stepped up, and his performance on Galio in Game 5 will go down as some of the best in his career. In 2017, Galio was one of Faker's main picks, and is often seen as one of his best. When he locked it in, the reactions from viewers said it all.
His true power.
浑真是又来了，又是加里奥，又是拳皇班。
我操，大飞来了！不是，我操，前面先推到 S3的刺客，再推到 S7的大飞。你以为对面是 RNG 吗 ？S7的加里奥他又来了。
Bin, Knight, and Zeus were all also playing champions that they were very comfortable playing.
One last time we go to Summoner's Rift. One last time.
So I guess, like,
we see
if you're a fan and you see them pick, you know, whatever it is that works for them, you kind of already can tell where it's gonna go.
Titans on the Rift.
Just a couple of minutes into the game, Faker had been trading with Knight and tried to get a Flash E to secure First Blood. He ended up missing, and Faker was now stuck laning without Flash.
Gonna get the first move, but Faker under attack.
Has no flash, just his punch gets hit. There's the charm as well. And Baker might fall first in the finals of the finals. Knight gets the kill. BLG find First Blood.
Only 6 minutes into the game, there would be a full 10-man 5v5 team fight in top lane River.
See the TP coming in from Zeus as well as T1 are bringing more members up towards the top side. Faker has the hero's entrance to come in from mid. On looks for the engage. The flash away is T1 disengaged for the moment. Ona jumping back in. There's the hero's entrance. Kevin gets the slam into the wall. It's on. Almost falls. He gets punched by Baker. And now Bin and Shun have to escape. But Zeus does not want to let them get away. The explosive cast knocks them back in the end. T1 will win the
What are they
fight.
fighting?
Series that has been so
I'm just seeing
focused
all
on
red.
grubs. In the game number 5, all 10 players show up.
They set up for the grubs
Why
extremely
are they
well.
red all of a sudden?
And
Like they
BLG
blue?
got caught off guard.
You feel that, Venius? That is a wave of T1 fans.
Oh, carry in with a good Sephiroth's presence. TP coming in from BLG as they
Yeah,
look
they're
to
red.
make the play. Spear rush forward by Knight, holding the charm, doesn't get stunned. The
Did I
charm
not
gets
notice that they
carried
switch
out.
colors
Flash
like every
forward,
round or
carry
something?
falls first, as Gumayushi brings the feathers back and almost takes down On. Ona caught underneath his own tower, but he will fall even in the cataclysm.
Or has
BLG
T1 always
down
been
two.
red?
Guma's walking
No, I
away
think they were
wounded.
blue not that long
Just
ago.
as we talk about him, he makes the play.
I'm tripping, you guys.
3 kills now for Knight. Pings coming down from the side of T1 of the bot side jungle.
Zeus finds On, Shadowing Strike going in, the crash down as well. Bin looking for the follow-up here onto Zeus, the hero's entrance, and On just oversteps.
28 minutes into the last match of the series, the game was pretty even. There was a slight 1,500 gold lead in T1's favor, as well as a 2-dragon advantage.
How exciting is it that
I
our
bet
entire
playing this
year
for
of
28
professional
minutes
League of
doesn't
Legends
seem
is
like a
gonna be
long time,
condensed
but
down to
does it seem like a long
presumably
time
a
watching
big
a
fight
game for
now
28
to break
minutes?
open the entire series and determine the world champion.
It's just absurd, and for the players down there as well, that weight on your shoulders.
I'm nervous and I'm not even playing.
It's just monumental. It's not just you, it's not just your team, it's your fans, it's your family, it's your region that have supported
But I guess when
you
you're
through thick
watching
and
like your
thin.
favorite team, like you guys don't even care how long it
Very
is.
close here.
pressure on you, shattering strike going wide. Shun tries to dash across the wall, but immediately he's locked up, goes in with the Cataclysm. Gumayushi pops the Feather Storm. Owner looking to re-engage onto On. Shun down to half HP. Ben gets onto the back line.
Do people in like actual like or physical sports talk that fast? Not actual, I didn't mean that, but physical sports.
At this moment, T1 was in a 3v4 situation. It looked like their dream was coming to an end, and that it would be BLG lifting the Summoners Cup as the 2024 World Champions. As T1 retreated, Bin saw his chance to teleport behind them, blocking them in. Their back was against the wall, and it looked like the run was over for T1.
아들, 결승 진출 축하하고 아빠가 현장에 없지만
Right, they had the parents.
이제 딱 한 걸음 나왔네.
If there's one thing that Faker has proved, though, it's that he scales with pressure. With their back against the wall and nowhere to run, Faker flashed in.
Oh, they go back in! Faker flashes in, and down goes Knight! Once again, when you need someone, when you need anyone to stand up and show just what this game's all about, it's Faker! He finds
Oh crap!
T1 by 5, and alongside it, the Baron in their eyes!
The hero's entrance was true to its name as Faker in T1's dire moments descends.
So now they
from
have
the
to kill this
sky,
dragon to win?
and T1 turned the fight in their favor.
The crown may be heavy, but it belongs to Faker.
Faker's call to go in 3v4 and his aggressive flash taunt was nothing short of a game-winning play. This is one of my favorite plays of all time, and seeing Faker E through the Zonia stasis to catch Elk was the cherry on top. The casters were barely able to get through the replay of the fight because just 1 minute later, Zeus was cut out of place 1v4 in top lane.
Channel time and T1 strike. Wait a second, topside, Zeus under fire.
Kiria, Gumayushi, and Owner were all nowhere close. They were completely unable to help from the mid lane. This looked like another brutal situation for T1. Zeus had no way out, and there was no way for T1 to even the odds. Except for one factor. Faker was in ult range, and in the most high-stakes, high-pressure situation possible, he refused to abandon Zeus, ulting in 2 versus 4 with the World Championship title on the line.
It's caught out, killer instinct in by Elk. BLG collapsing, 4 members strong, the hero's entrance.
I thought they were. What the dragon?
With Elk with the stopwatch, Faker in the middle of them all, and it seems like death may have arrived.
Oh,
and his name
crap.
is Faker. He's here for your lives. The rest of T1 begin his collapse.
Oh crap,
어떤
Faker!
어려움에서도 저희를 믿어주신 모든 분들 5번째 우승은 여러분을 위한 것입니다.
Oh crap, Faker!
Stands, he has ascended. He stands above it all, and he looks hungrily at that world's trophy.
The unkillable Demon King, unkillable one more time.
Unbelievable once more.
So do
How
they have
does
to fight a
he
dragon
keep
again?
doing it? I mean, with the Baron buff, 4 members dead. It's only Knight left to defend his base, his crumbling kingdom at the hands of T1. And
Oh, I think I remember this part from the opening ceremony reaction.
Knight goes in with the Spirit Rush, lands the charm as well. The first Nexus Tower's fallen, and T1.
Poor guy's all alone. But Faker's life, though. Ah! Oh, wait, how they win, though? Oh, because of the tower thingy. Wait, what? Because someone's already celebrating. I'm trying to catch it slow. Oh, okay, so it's because it crumbled, right? Oh. Did I get that right? Oh. Oh no, yes, that's the part I don't like. Is seeing, you know, the losing team. That part still hasn't changed. Oh. I wonder if like at the end they have like a little like, you know, shaking hands of the other teams, you know?
3 world finals in a row for this roster. 2 of them victories, Vedius.
T1 had won their 5th World Championship title, with Faker making 2 diabolical plays back-to-back 1 minute apart that were both completely game-changing. These are hands down some of the best plays of his 11-year career. It's no surprise that he would receive his 2nd MVP award as a result, making him the only player to achieve that as well. I can only imagine what it must have been like for BLG, who had 2 game-winning situations backfire so badly in such a small amount of
There we
time.
go.
Before moving on, we need to go back to these 2 plays though. There is no doubt that Faker was the star of the show here. In both situations, he made the play that led to
So did they consider him MVP because of those plays, or do they already have someone in mind beforehand
T1 winning
to
the
make
tournament.
MVP?
Both of these plays though only worked because of the incredible teamwork from T1. When Faker flashed in 3v4, his team was right there with him, no hesitation. Throughout the tournament, every member of the team made plays that showed just how strong this team was, which is why many people consider this to be the best roster ever. When Faker ulted in 2v4 with Zeus, it was almost a 2v5 situation. The casters missed it due
I
to
think
the
that's
chaos,
the one that
but
you guys
Knight was
may have
teleporting
gotten
in.
upset that I
Keria
skipped
managed
that
to
part of
cancel
the
it in
fight
mid lane
in my
with
last
Poppy's
reaction.
ult. This cancel was just as game-winning as Faker's decision to ult in. Zeus and Faker almost killed Elk right at the start with a Gragas Galio ult combo. Faker managed to snipe Elk with Galio's Q. When Faker was coming out of stasis from his own stopwatch, he used E to perfectly dodge Jarvan's EQ combo. Not only that, before going into stasis, he used Q on himself, meaning that Bin tanked the full damage of Galio Q, waiting for the stasis to end. The very same E that was used to dodge Jarvan's combo also killed Bin. When the play started, Gumeyushi and Owner had both started rotating the top lane immediately,
Right, that's
and
when
they
they went
barely
to the
made
dragon,
it in
right?
time to get Faker out alive. Even
Or am
though
I
this
tripping?
ridiculous play started as a 2v4, potentially a 2v5 situation, every member of the team would end up doing something to help turn the game around. The call was made and the team worked together to
I
create
really
one of the
appreciate
most
the
exciting
breakdown
sequences ever
that he
to
went
end the
back to
World's
do.
Final during the most viewed esports event in history, which also resulted in their 5th World's Championship win and Faker's legacy becoming even more
Look at that
unbelievable.
Based on
smile.
votes cast by a panel of experts, each representing the regions competing at Worlds this year, your 2024 Oppo MVP is... Faker!
Oh, you see that I didn't catch in the last reaction. Oh, look at him! Aww. Receive all that love, Faker.
Faker, congratulations on a second MVP trophy. The first one was in 2016. You're the first player to achieve this.
And now, one last roaring time for T1 as they lift the trophy again.
I wonder
as
who
your
got MVP this year.
2024 League of Legends World Champions.
Right. I love the part when they lift the trophy. Yay!
During the 4th game of the final series, Faker also got his 500th kill on the world stage,
Yeah, I
making
caught
him
that.
the first player to do so. The next closest to this is Deft, who at the time had 405 kills total. The theme for the Worlds tournament was Heavy as the Crown. Well, apparently the trophy is too, because Zeus bonked himself on the head with
Oh,
it
yeah,
while
yeah, yeah.
celebrating. Thankfully, he
You
was
guys told me
okay.
about
The
that.
reason I'm mentioning it is that you can see Owner burst out laughing while Faker checks to see if he's alright. I just thought it
Aw.
was cool to see the players interacting like that on the world stage after fighting so hard to get that victory.
Yeah,
T1's run
super
during
cute.
Worlds 2024 was one of the best of all time, and seeing Faker
Oh,
lift the
happy
Summoner's
they
Cup for
are.
the 5th time after
I like
putting on
watching.
such a display of
I told myself I was gonna remember his name. Karia. I like watching his reaction. Like you guys know that after watching like a few of the videos of T1 last year, he's definitely like the member aside from Faker that stood out to me. It was Faker, Karia, and was it Guma? Was he the one that did like this or something like that? I think it was him. I think those were the 3 that, I just liked their aura and personality. Like they stick out to me in the videos.
skill just felt right. I'm curious, what did you think about Worlds 2024? For me personally, I think T1 versus Gen G and the final series was some of the most fun I've ever had watching a league event. If you watched
I
Worlds,
love
what
his
was your favorite
video.
part? Let me know down below.
Like the
Before
little
finishing
clips
up, I
that
wanted to take a
him or
moment
his
to
editor
thank you
pick
all
out.
for supporting the channel. Every like or comment really does go a long way, and as always, thank you for watching.
Thank you for putting out such an amazing video.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Wait, hold up. Let me make sure I give this video a like, because that was amazing. I wonder if he'll release anything with like this new roster with Doran now, and like if he'll cover like how that went for them. I'm pretty sure he will. Let me just see like if he did release anything.
Since League of Legends launched in
Okay, no, nothing yet. So maybe he will. Amazing video from this channel. Okay, thank you so much for the recommendation. It was, I want to make sure I point you out. Okay, I don't want to mess up the name, so I'll put it on the screen. Thank you so much for recommending this video. Once again, I was very nervous getting into it, but that channel did such an amazing job with voicing over and just highlighting the parts that should be focused on, especially for someone like me that doesn't watch the games. You may ask, yay, why the heck are you even watching these videos? It's because I like the vibe. I'm not a gamer, but after like watching all of these like league cinematics and all that stuff, like the thing that really stood out to me and really stuck with me was learning about who Faker was, and then learning about his journey, and then learning about like this whole Worlds thing and these games and stuff like that, like more particularly Worlds, you know. It's just, I get happy for him, and I get happy for you guys and the fans and stuff like that. And there's just something about Faker that I just like feel so bad for him at the same time with the pressure, and it's just like this whole thing. I gravitate towards it, so I love watching it. So that's my reasoning for still watching this kind of stuff. And obviously Worlds 2025 just kind of summoned me to, you know, check out what's going on now. So anywho guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. Next up, I'm going to be watching just like a handful of the teasers and then the opening ceremony. So alright guys, I guess that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment below. You know I love hearing from you guys. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see ya for the next one.